Hi Patriots, this is Mr. Brambot, and I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how you're going to be selecting classes for next school year. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to sign into your Aries portal, and when you get there, the first thing you should see is your dashboard. Now this dashboard looks a little different than what it's going to look for on your end of it, because this is a test account that I'm working off of, and it's on an older version. But the options and the process is exactly the same. So the options that I see on the top here, I believe will show up on the left-hand side here for you. But as I said, the process is still exactly the same, regardless of how the layout of the dashboard may be. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to click on classes, and you want to click on academic plan. When you do so, this is what's going to show up here. So this is basically your 4-year plan for high school. And the classes that you're projected to take. So if you're currently a freshman, the classes under 10th grade column, these are your projected classes that you'll be wanting to take for 10th grade. The classes under 11th grade obviously are the ones that you're projected to take as a junior, and then so on and so forth. So here's where we will be making the changes, right? So if the classes, so let's say for example, we're just gonna use that I'm a 9th grade student just as an example. So the classes that I want to focus on are the ones that are under the 10th grade column. If the classes look right, I don't need to make any changes, then you don't need to do anything. Your course selection process is completed, and you'll be having a conversation with your counselor sometime in February to confirm it. But as far as you needing to make any changes, it's done. Pretty much you just leave it the way it is. However, if you do want to make some changes, that's what we're going to talk about. And regardless, even though I'm using a current 9th grade as an example, but the process works exactly the same for if you're a current 10th grade student or a current 11th grade student. If you're a current 10th grade student, you're going to be making changes in the 11th grade column. And if you're currently an 11th grade student, obviously then you'll be making changes in your 12th grade column, right? But the process is exactly the same. So how do we make changes to the classes that are already projected for me to take, right? So for example, in this example here, the student is already projected to take English 2 CP, Algebra 2 Trig, Chemistry, World History, Spanish 2, and they are going to be in swimming. But let's say, for example, I'm in currently an English 1 class, right, as a freshman, and I seem to be doing pretty well. And so rather than taking the CP version of English 2, I want to challenge myself to take the honors version of English 2. So then I would need to make the change right here, because currently it shows up as I'm slated to take English 2 CP, but I want to change that to honors. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to delete this particular class. And the way you're going to do that is when you hover over it, you should have this delete option show up there. So if you click on it, it's going to give you a message that says, are you sure you want to remove this course? And click on yes, and it's going to make that course disappear. Right? So now obviously we need to add in that particular course. So how do we go about adding a new course or a different course? So the one thing that you want to make sure that you pay attention to is make sure what category did I just delete that class from. So for example, I just deleted the class English 2. Obviously it is under the English category. So these are all of the categories that our courses are listed under. So since I deleted that class, I want to add in an English class. So how do I go about adding in that class? And all of those will be done using options up here. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to select the appropriate category. So obviously English. And then here are all of the English classes that are available to you as a sophomore. Since I'm using sophomore level classes as an example, these are all of the possible classes. So since I wanted to take English 2 honors, I'm going to select that. But notice what happened. When I selected it, it didn't automatically populate into the spot where I needed it to. So what you need to do is you need to click on Add to the Plan. And when you click on it, it's going to pop up this window to say, okay, what grade level do you want to add it to? Obviously, we're making changes in the 10th grade, so we'll want to select 10th grade. And it's going to be a year-long class, so select a year-long. And then when you hit place the course, it's going to populate the course onto your course selection. So now I just changed English 2 CP now to English 2 Honors. So you would do exactly the same process if you're going to make any changes, right? If I wanted to change World History CP, I want to take AP World History, follow the exact same process. Delete the course first, make sure you know what category it is under. So it's under World History. So you're going to select that category, you're going to select the course, add it to the plan, make sure you choose the right options, and then when you hit place the course, it should automatically populate in its right spot. Now, one thing that I do want you to pay attention to is, notice that there are 6 classes that are assigned here. So every 10th grade and 11th grade students will be selecting 6 classes for next year. So make sure that when you are selecting and making changes to your course selection or the projected classes, make sure that you keep 6 classes as far as the total is concerned. So 10th grade 6 classes, 11th grade 6 classes. If you're currently a junior and you're selecting classes for next year as a senior, as long as you are ahead in credits towards graduation, you do have the option of selecting only 5 classes rather than the full 6 classes. So as you can see, this particular example shows you that the senior year, there's only 5 classes selected. So as I said, that 5 class option only applies to seniors or next year seniors that are ahead in credits for graduation. And that's pretty much it. Make sure that you have 6 classes, make the necessary changes, and then once we get closer to the actual registration timeline, we will roll over the classes that you have selected as your course request.